Alright, today I want to take a look at the Goof Troop. Now, the Goof Troop was a cartoon that came on in the early to mid-90s and was a part of the Disney Afternoon. Now, the Disney Afternoon was a series of all-time classic cartoons like DuckTales, Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, and yeah, even Goof Troop that ran from the late 80s until the mid-90s. Now, Goof Troop came on in 1992 and aired up until 1993 with a series of 65 episodes and 2 seasons. The show has 6 main characters, which are Goofy, his son, Max Goof, his next-door neighbor, Pete, Pete's wife, Peg Pete, Pete's oldest son, PJ Pete, and Pete's youngest daughter, Pistol Pete, and also their pets, Waffles and Chainsaw. Now, the main premise of the show was, of course, Goofy. Goofy was always getting into wacky misadventures, and he was starting out single life again with his son and trying to make a connection. They would always get into some crazy, wacky misadventure where Goofy would try his best to make things turn out alright, and hopefully try to relate to his son Max and not embarrass him too much, all the while Pete would always laugh it up at his next-door neighbor, calling him such a goof and always saying that he had life so much better than the poor sap. But if there was one thing that Goof Troop was about, and I think that this show really exemplified, was it was about friendship. Pete and Goof, even though they didn't get along all the time, they were still best of buds in the end. Even though Max and Goofy didn't always see eye to eye, they saw where it counted as father and son and realized they needed to work through that. The show was mainly just about surviving and friendship surviving the test of time, be it Max and PJ, or just surviving the horrors of going through high school and just your teenage years. I think Goof Troop was a cartoon that a lot of kids were able to relate to at the time, and that's why it did so well. There was even a video game released for the Super Nintendo in 1994, and it involved just what you'd think: Goofy, father and son, Max, leading him through a bunch of different obstacles trying to rescue the treasure from an island. Now, there was also a movie that came out in 1995, a Goofy movie which featured the whole cast of Goof Troop, and a sequel that went straight to DVD in 2000, an extremely goofy movie which was nowhere near as good. Alright, so here I have some Goof Troop figurines that came inside of specially marked boxes of Kellogg's cereal. You have Goofy here first, Max, his son, Pete, and PJ Pete, Pete's son. So now these came inside specially marked boxes of Kellogg's cereal and were promoted by the Disney Afternoon. Here we have Goofy, and he's looking very dapper, and as well as Goofy, because I don't know who would wear such a bizarre color combination. He's got his orange sweater on, and he has his green, looks like they might be corduroy pants, kind of bell-bottom cuffs at the bottom, and a purple and pink polka dot bow tie. So he is looking in true Goofy form. I always thought it was interesting how Goofy was a member of the Disney family like Pluto, who was a dog who could stand up while Pluto had to walk on all fours. Now here we have Max, and of course, since it's the early 90s, he's inline rollerblading. And you can see his hair is all spiked up and being whipped back by the wind. The rollerblades look really neat. They're very colorful with the green wheels and the blue skates, as on the red shirt with the jeans. One thing I do have to say, though, when you put Max and Goofy together, I don't really think they look that much alike. Max almost looks like another type of animal or breed of dog. He doesn't look a lot like his father, except for the teeth. At least in this little figurine, you can't even really see the long floppy ears that much, so it just looks strange, like he has a head full of hair and Goofy has nothing. But overall, he's a pretty cool looking little PVC figure, and stands up pretty nice considering the thin rollerblades. And here we have Pete. Now, Pete was always one of my personal favorites of the show, because he was just ridiculous. He kind of reminded me of like Bluto from Popeye or something like that, just a big bully. And he was funny, because he would always overcompensate for his failures when he thought that he had, the right decision for everybody in the whole family, but it always ended up backfiring on him. You can see here with his stern scowl and means business look that he's definitely always trying to one-up everybody else. And here we have the complete opposite of Pete, and this is PJ Pete. I don't know what the PJ stands for, but he's a lot like Max in his own right. He still tries to follow in his dad's footsteps, but he's a lot more carefree and a free spirit. You see him here with the blue pants and purple sweater, and he's riding a skateboard, which I have serious doubts could possibly support his entire weight. But he was always a carefree and happy-go-lucky fellow in the cartoon, and always one of my favorites in the show. So there you have it. That's all the 4 figures that I have from the Kellogg's Goof Troop series. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at the Goof Troop with me today, and I'll see you back here next week. Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. And if you do the Facebook and Twitter thing, follow me at #KingaRetro. See you next time.